Hello and welcome to Microsoft Excel course Advanced Part 9, where we will discuss some advanced functions in Excel. In my previous videos of the beginners course, I have already discussed the mathematical functions which we frequently used in our day-to-day calculation. In this part, we will discuss all these functions, that is the logical functions, if and or, text functions, date and time functions, how we can perform calculation using date and time, how we can find a text using the text function, how we can concatenate two texts which is present in different cells. Then we'll look at the lookup functions, the lookup and reference function, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. I will provide the links in the description box. You can refer to those mathematical functions from there. I already have some data on our Excel sheet. Here you can see some products, name, price and quantity, and we will calculate the discount based on the if and conditions. So if we click on formulas, you can always type the formulas in the formula bar. You can click on a cell and there you can type in the formula, or you can click on formulas tab over here, and under your function library we have already discussed how we can use the insert function option over here. It is also present near the formula bar. You can click on that and then type in the values there. Auto sum functions we have discussed. Here you have the recently used functions. Financial functions, I'll make a separate video to discuss these functions. Now today we'll discuss these functions over here. Mathematical functions we have already discussed some of them. Now in logical functions we'll talk about if and or functions. So if function is a logical function used to test a condition, and it returns one value if a condition is true and another value if the condition is false. Now let's take up the example which we have over here. Say this one, we have the price and quantity and we want to give some discount. So discount which we want to give is based on the price. If the price, say we want that if the price is more than 5,000, then only we will give a discount. And here I have only a few data. Say if you have thousands of records, then it will be difficult to find out to look at each and every data and then decide whether you want to give the discount or not. So you make use of if over here. So same way, you put an equal to sign, if, opening braces, then we want to say ki if this value is greater than 5,000, I want this value if it is greater than 5,000. What I want ki it should display whether it is true or false, or whether you want to say yes or no in this particular cell. So the moment you start typing if, first argument which you provide is the condition, and then what you want to do is the next argument. Here you will write if the cell data is more than 5,000, I want to print yes over here. And the condition, if the condition is false, what do you want to print over there? I want to say no. You can also write true or false, close the parenthesis and press the enter key. Now see the condition over here in the formula bar. We have said ki if this data C3 is greater than 5,000, say yes, this should be printed. If it is false, this should be printed. Let's copy it to the other cells and see the results. Over here it is 5,000. We have not specified greater equal to. Had it been greater equal to, the answer would be yes, and this C4 is changing automatically. In this case it is 4,500, so it is no. Over here it is more than 5,000, so you have a answer as yes. So you have the logical condition which you are trying to check, and then if the condition is true, what you want to do, then the third argument is If the condition is false, what should be done? So this is an example of if, where we are just printing yes and no, or true or false, or any other text which you want to print. Let's see another example where we want to do the calculation in the if function itself. Say I want to use if over here, and if this condition or this value over here is yes, we want to give a discount of 500 on this particular price. So either you can type in the same thing, C3 is greater equal to 5000, then it should be calculated, or you can simply check this value also. Let's say if this is equal to, we'll take that calculation also in a while. If this is greater this is equal to yes, what we want to do, we want to, from C3 we want to give a discount of 500 rupees if the condition is true. If the condition is false, we do not want to give a discount, and just press the enter key. Since this is more than 5000, so we have given a discount of 500 over here. Let's copy it. Over here no changes, because the condition says this particular data over here, it is no, this is no. If I copy the same thing to this one also, there you can see the changes. This is more than 5000, this condition is true, yes, so we have deducted 500 over here. Same thing can be done in a different manner also. If we say if this is greater equal to 5000, what we want to do is we want to deduct. So same over here, minus 500 comma, otherwise the value will remain the same condition over here. This is greater than 5000, yes, it is greater than 5000. Either you can check this, or directly you can check this. If it is true, deduct 500 from this particular value, otherwise C7. Let's see the same thing. Here we have used a different condition. Here we have to use a different condition, but the results will be same. So you can try it out for yourself also. Here you can see the no changes have been made. So there are different ways of using the if conditional function over here. You can type in your own condition as per your requirement. Now moving on to AND. AND is also a logical function and is used to test a condition, whether the condition is true or not. If both the conditions are true, then it returns. If both the conditions are fulfilling the criteria, or the both are true, then it returns true, otherwise it returns false. So if we have one, let's check it over here. Now what I want to do is, together with if, I want to make use of AND also. Let's make use of AND. Now the condition which we want to check is whether, if this is yes, if this is equal to yes and the quantity is greater than 30, greater than or equal to 30, this particular value is greater or equal to 30, then we want to give a special discount of 100 rupees. Over here we have a special discount. So instead of writing the value over there, this time we'll place the cell address over here. Let's see how we can do that. So we have provided two conditions in AND. Both should be true, only then the discount will be given. So what we want, F3, the value which is in the discounted price, which is over here, above that discounted price we want to give one more discount, and that too of this particular data which is over here. So and at the same time I want to make it absolute, so that it doesn't, if we copy the formula, it doesn't go on to the other, move on to the other cell and give us the wrong answer. And if it does not fulfill the criteria, we want that no discount should be given, only this amount should remain as it is. So over here you can see we have placed a condition. This is yes, yes, it is yes. Is this value greater or equal to 30? No, it is not. So no discount is being given. So this condition is not fulfilling. So we haven't given any special discount. The value remains as such. If we copy it over here, no changes. Let's move on to the other one. There will be no changes over here. Let's see this one. You can see the changes. Yes, this is fulfilling our criteria. This is yes, and it is greater equal to 30. So we have given a special discount of 100 rupees on this already discounted price. You can check for the, you can copy the formula and check for the other data which we have over here as well. If you look over here, let's say this one over here, this one chopper over here, there you have got a special discount in this particular cell. Moving on to OR. OR is also a logical function which checks for the condition whether it is true or false. But the difference here is the two conditions which we are providing, either one can be true. If either one of them is true, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. So let's check over here. Now on this already discounted special discount which we have given, if any of the condition is being fulfilled, any criteria, if it is fitting in any of the criteria, we want to give an additional discount of 50 rupees. So let's type in the formula. If or we say E3, this one, it is equal to yes. So what we want to give a, and this is either this condition, or the second one which we want to check is the quantity, if it is greater or equal to 20. What we want to, any of these criteria, if it is fitting in any of these criteria, we want to give an additional discount of, we want to give an additional discount of 50 rupees on this already discounted price. Say discounted price is in G, let's put it for F3 only, minus 50, otherwise it is F3. See, you have a discount of over here, and we have given an additional discount of 50 rupees over here. You can copy and see the results. Over here it is not greater than 30, it is not yes, but either of the, this is, but it is greater than 20, so either of the condition is being fulfilled. So you are given a discount of 50 rupees over here in this particular cell. So you can try out a combination of different conditions and check for AND and OR. Next set of function which we will discuss are the text function. So Excel offers many functions to manipulate text strings, like you have length or concatenate, you mid, write, find. All these can be used. Plus the text function lets you change the way a number appears by applying different formats to it with the help of the format codes. So the first one which we will try is the length function, where we will try to get the length of a string. So if we have the product list over here, if I type length and provide in the cell name over here and press the enter key, you can see the length of this particular text is 5. There are 5 characters. Similarly, you have the left function to extract characters from the left of a string. So the function is left. You have to provide the cell name and how many characters from the left you want to extract. Say I want to extract 3 characters, so you got this as the answer. The opposite is right function, where you provide the address and how many characters you want to extract from the right hand side. So these are the two functions, left and right. Similarly, you have the mid function, where you specify the text, the starting position from where you want to extract the characters, and how many characters you want to pick up. Say I want to use this particular data, and from the third or the fourth position I want to pick up 4 characters. So you can see this one, third, and then a space, and then the other 2. Space is also treated as a character. Then you have the find function, where we can find a portion of a substring in a given string. So if I type in the find function over here, find, I want to look for, say, Blender, comma, in say B3, so it will return the position. See, here it is giving me an error. Let's check. It is B4, not B3, it is B4. Let's change it. Here you can see that Blender is in the Blender word Blender, it is starting from the 6th position, so it has given me 6 over here. The next function which we have is the concatenate function, which joins 2 strings together. So if we want to join, say, A3 and data in A3 and B3 together and place it in a cell over here, we can always do that. Make use of the concatenate function, and we want the first text to be, say, this one. And how we want to join them together, I want to place a space between them, and the second text which is I want over here is this one, and place the parenthesis and press the enter key. If I increase over here, you can see the data, the product ID and the product name has been joined together. Same thing can be used, we have another option of joining 2 strings using the ampersand operator. We can give the cell addresses together with the ampersand. For example, same example, equal to, this one was A4, and what we want to join it with the ampersand, a space in between, after space again an ampersand, that A4 and the space should be joined, and after that we want another space. Say we want another space. If you don't want, you can always omit it, or let's omit it. The next data which we want is this one, B4, and press the enter key. You can place any character in between using the ampersand. That can always be done. Let's format the data using the text function. So we make use of text over here, and we can provide the formatting. Say we want to format D3 over here, instead of this number over here we want to place some decimal points and together with commas. So you can always provide the formatting using the hash symbol. Like I want 3 places over here, then a decimal, and after that I want 2 zeros. Just simple format, key the number of characters, and after decimal 2 places of decimal. You can see the data over here. Same can be applied over here. That can always be done. Say I want to have something like this, text, and in, say, this one, I want to have more places of then a comma, thousands and hundreds and lakhs, whatever you want, you can always specify and press the enter key. If we have like more data over here, you can always see the changes over here. Plus, if you want, you can use the, together with text, you can use the date function also. So now we have seen the logical function, we have seen the text function. It is not necessary that you use these function to separately. You can form your own combination. You can put one function inside the other and use it around as per your requirement. Now moving on to the date functions. I have some data over here. Some date has already been entered. These are all the date types. If you look over here, these are the date types under your number group. This is the time. For this data over here is in time format. Now we have the date and time function, which helps in working with and manipulate date and time in Excel. So the first one which we can use is, if you want to print the date somewhere, you can use the date function. You just have to provide in your date, your month, year, month and day, and it will print it for you in a formatted way. You can see, using the date function, we have just provided a year, day and month. It has automatically formatted it and given us the result. So you can use the now function to see the current date and time. It will give you the current date and time. You can use the today function. Let's say it will give you the today's date. Similarly, if you have some data in some cell and you want to extract only the year, you can use the year function. Say we want to extract the year from this particular cell. Let's press the enter key. You can see cell E7 over here, your year is 2020. Now calculations can also be done using the date. Say I have a date, some date over here. Say today's, let's use today's date, now function, and I want to add say 5 to it. So you can see here we have today's date now, which we have printed over here, and to that we have added 5, like 5 days from today's date. So it has shown you 25 over here. Similarly, we have the time function, where you can search provide in the time in hours, minutes and second, and it will show you in the formatted ways. Say hour, minute, and say we say 12 hours, 15 minutes, say 20 seconds. It will format and show you the data. You have the month function, which extracts the month from a given set. Say this one, you can see the month over here. Since this is the date format, so it is in MMDDYY. So it has given you the month as the E10 cell. It has given you the month as 6. Similarly, you can find out the weekday also from a given set of data. Now all these date and time function, we make use of them for the purpose of calculation. If you want to do any calculation using the date and time which we have on our Excel sheet, then we can make use of these functions. The next set of function which we will discuss is the lookup function. The lookup and reference functions are used when you need to look in a single row or column to find a value. Say for example, we have some data over here, so we will make use of VLOOKUP and the HLOOKUP. Now VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. It is a function that makes Excel search for a certain value in a column also, which is also called your table array. This is will be your table array in order to return a value from a different column in the same row. So for example, I am looking for some value, say this one, or like I have already entered over here, we are looking for this particular value, and what will be the return value in the same row. So if your data table or table array is in a vertical form, you can make use of the VLOOKUP. If you have entered the data in a horizontal manner, you can make use of the HLOOKUP. Now in the latest version, the 365, you have XLOOKUP also. I'll come up with a video for XLOOKUP function. You can see those as well. So if we talk about the VLOOKUP function, so your VLOOKUP, if I type in VLOOKUP over here, you can see the arguments which we have to provide. The lookup value, the value you want to look up, say we have the product ID. The next one is the table array, your range of data which you will provide, in which you want to find the value and the return value. It will ask you for the index column, the number of the column within your defined range that contains the return value. Like if I say this one, so this will be my lookup value. This is the range which I am providing for the purpose of reference, and which column I want to search for that particular value. And then it is last option, that the last one, it is optional. 0 is for false, that is we are looking for an exact match, and if I type 1, we are looking for an approximate match. So let's try and find out the value over here. So what I am looking for is the you have to type in the VLOOKUP, then the cell where you have the data which you are looking for. I've written the value in this particular cell. Why I have written the value over here, that I'll let you know in a while. Then comma, the table array, this is my table array over here, or the table range over here, comma, in which column I am looking for the value. I am looking for the value in 3, that is the product ID, and what is the price of that product ID. This is 1, 2, and this is my column number 1, this is column 2, and this is the column 3. I am looking for the price, and I am looking for an exact match, and press the enter key. You can see this value over here. That is in the third column, I am looking for this particular product ID. Say if I am looking for this particular value, or I am trying to find this thing, so I can always, instead of again making change in the formula, I can simply change in the value over here. Say instead of this, I am looking for this, and press the enter key. You can see the changes over here. I have got the different price. If I want, I can look for the value in the fourth column. It will give me for 004, it will give me an answer of 35. So you can always, if you have the lookup value in a cell, you can always change that lookup value. You don't have to change in the formula every now and then. So this is vertical lookup. Similarly, we have another function known as horizontal lookup. Let's see that. This is another example, same example, but the data is being represented in a different manner. The data is in the horizontal manner. So here we will make use of the horizontal lookup. Now horizontal lookup, it is a function that makes Excel search for certain value in a row in order to return a value from a different row in the same column. Now what does it mean? I am looking for a value in this particular row, and the data which we are looking for is present in this particular column over here. So same thing, we are looking for this particular value, and we will type in the formula over here, HLOOKUP. You have to give the lookup value. Our lookup value is this. Again you have to provide in the range. Say this is my range over here, comma, which, now this time you have to provide which row you are looking, like from this is your row number 1, 2 and 3, because we have given this as the range. So I am looking for the quantity and I am looking for an exact match. So press, so juicer, you have the quantity 11 over here, because this is my range. So row number 1, 2 and 3, and we are looking for an exact match. If I change it into say this one, let's copy it, paste it over here, immediately you will be able to see the result. You can see now waffle maker, it is giving me a value of 25, picking up the data from here. In this part we have discussed various functions, the logical functions, text, date and type, and VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, which are your lookup and reference functions. You can try out these using the examples which we have discussed. You can use them in combination, you can use them separately. If you have some other set of data, you can try them out as well. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.